time before electric grills, before digital thermometers, when meat was smoked with nothing more than wood, time, and the wisdom passed down through generations. But what if I told you this method isn't a thing of the past? That the secret to perfect, mouth-watering smoked meat still exists? And it's being practiced by a community that has mastered it for centuries. The Amish, a people untouched by modern technology. Yet they've perfected one of the most ancient and powerful cooking methods known to mankind. And today, you'll learn their secrets. Smoking meat. It's not just a cooking technique, it's an art. An art that the Amish have mastered through patience and dedication. In a world where instant results are the norm, the Amish take their time, because they know that greatness cannot be rushed. And that's the first key to perfect smoked meat: time. While we rush to push buttons, set timers, and check temperatures every few minutes, the Amish understand something deeply profound. The true magic of smoking meat lies in the slow, deliberate process. It's not just about cooking, it's about transformation. And it's the slow, steady burn that creates flavors that can't be replicated in any modern oven or grill. But there's more. You see, it's not just any wood that gives smoked meat its signature flavor. The Amish have long understood the subtle yet profound impact different woods have on the meat. Applewood, hickory, maple, each brings its own unique essence. Imagine for a moment, you've spent hours tending to your fire, carefully placing the meat just right. The air smells of hickory smoke, deep and earthy. You can already taste the tenderness, the juiciness of the meat as it absorbs the wood's essence. But then, what if you chose the wrong wood? The wrong flavor could completely change the outcome. It's a risk the Amish never take. Choosing the right wood isn't just important, it's the difference between a meal and an experience. You'll see in just a moment how this choice transforms the meat. Let's talk about the smoker itself. This is where the Amish really shine. Their smokers are crafted by hand, strong, solid, and built to last. No fancy digital screens, no flashing lights, just an old-world design that has stood the test of time. Imagine using a tool built with nothing but skill, tradition, and an eye for perfection. Every curve, every angle is designed to maintain the perfect temperature, control airflow, and create the ideal smoking environment. And it's these small details, this devotion, that separate good smoked meat from legendary smoked meat. You're about to see why the Amish way is more than just a method. It's a lifestyle, a philosophy, and it's the reason their smoked meat is nothing short of perfection. Now, let's address the seasoning. While many might lean on complex rubs and marinades, the Amish stick to a simpler approach. Salt, pepper, maybe a touch of garlic or paprika. The secret isn't in the seasoning, but in what the seasoning does, letting the natural flavor of the meat shine through. In a world that's obsessed with overcomplication, the Amish show us the power of simplicity. They don't mask the flavor of their meat, they enhance it. And sometimes, that's all it takes to create something truly extraordinary. But here's where most of us fail. We get impatient. We want the quick fix. But perfection can't be rushed. It's the waiting, the slow, steady journey. The Amish don't just smoke meat, they honor it. And when you honor something with time and patience, the reward is nothing short of breathtaking. When the meat is finally ready, it's shared, not just among family, but with the community. The Amish understand something we often forget. Food is more than just fuel. It's about connection. It's about coming together, sharing the fruits of your labor, and passing down traditions that go beyond just the cooking. Now, the Amish have one last secret. It's something they don't always talk about, but it's something they live by. It's not just the right wood, the patience, or even the tools they use. There's one final ingredient, a secret you won't find in any recipe book. It's the heart. The Amish don't view their work as just a task. It's a bond. It's love for their craft. When they smoke their meat, they put a little piece of themselves into it. Every cut, every choice of wood, every moment spent waiting, it all comes from a place of care, of dedication, of respect for the land and for the animals that sustain them. It's this connection, This sense of belonging to something greater than themselves that makes the Amish way of smoking meat so special. The meat is perfect, not because of what they do, but because of why they do it. This is a legacy, one that has endured for generations. The Amish understand that their way of life is fragile, and that if they don't pass these skills down, they'll disappear. And so, every day, they teach. They share their knowledge, their love for this ancient practice, and in doing so, they ensure that it will continue to thrive. Each generation of Amish knows it's not just about creating the perfect smoked meat. It's about keeping a tradition alive, a tradition that ties them to their past and binds them together as a community. The question we should ask ourselves is, what legacy are we leaving behind? Are we too busy chasing shortcuts to appreciate the value of slow, meaningful work? The Amish challenge us to think differently. They remind us that what's truly worth doing is worth doing well, and it's worth doing with love. You don't have to live like the Amish to appreciate their wisdom. What if, just for a moment, you allowed yourself to embrace their slower, more deliberate pace? Imagine the impact on your cooking, your life, and your relationships. What if, instead of rushing through every meal, you took the time to slow down and savor the process? What if you honored your food, the ingredients, and the people you're cooking for, just as the Amish do? And now, the moment you've been waiting for. What makes Amish smoked meat so perfect, so different? What's the one thing that separates it from everything else? It's not just the technique. It's not just the tools. It's the love, the care, and the attention to detail that go into every single step of the process. Every moment spent preparing the meat, tending the smoker, and waiting. That's what makes Amish smoked meat unlike anything you've ever tasted. As we wrap up today's journey into the heart of Amish tradition, I want to leave you with this thought. In a world that demands speed, convenience, and shortcuts, the Amish show us a different path, a path where the process is just as important as the result. Their smoked meat isn't just food, it's a story. It's a connection to the past, a gift to the present, and a legacy for the future. So, the next time you fire up your smoker, remember the Amish way. Honor the time, honor the tradition, and above all, honor the connection to the food that sustains us. Because just like the Amish, you're not just cooking, you're creating something far more meaningful. As we close out this journey into the heart of Amish tradition, ask yourself this. In a world of instant gratification and quick fixes, do we risk losing something incredibly important? The essence of quality, the beauty of slow, meaningful work, and the joy that comes from a truly perfect meal. Because it's not just about the meat, it's about the process. It's about the connection to nature, to the land, to each other. The Amish aren't just creating food, they're creating moments, memories, and a deeper sense of appreciation for the simpler things in life. When you take the time to slow down, to honor your ingredients and your techniques, you start to see the bigger picture. You begin to understand that the slow-burning fire, the choice of wood, and the patience to let things unfold naturally, they're all metaphors for life itself. The Amish way teaches us that greatness comes not from rushing, but from embracing every step of the process with purpose. So here's my challenge to you. Whether you're a seasoned grill master or a beginner, try something different. Next time you fire up your smoker, don't just rush through the process. Slow down. Pay attention to every detail. Choose your wood with care. Be present in the moment. And most importantly, take your time. Experience the difference it makes when you approach the craft with the same dedication the Amish do. Because the truth is, this isn't just about creating the perfect smoked meat. It's about rediscovering the joy of taking your time, of savoring the journey, and of connecting with the food you make. I'll be honest with you. The first time I tried smoking meat the Amish way, slow, with patience, and with attention to every detail, I didn't expect it to change me. But it did. It wasn't just about the tender, flavorful meat that came out of that smoker. It was about how it made me feel, connected to something bigger, something more meaningful. I felt grounded, and I felt proud. When we rush through life, we miss the moments that matter the most. The Amish remind us to slow down, to cherish the time we spend with each other, and to honor the process. And in a world that's always on the go, that's something we can all learn from. The Amish way of smoking meat is more than just a culinary technique. It's a way of life. A life that values patience, tradition, and the simple joy of creating something with love and care. So, as you go about your day, remember this. Every moment you spend crafting, whether it's cooking, working, or simply being with loved ones, is an opportunity to honor the process and embrace the tradition of doing things with purpose. By now, you've seen the Amish methods. Slow, deliberate, patient, and deeply rooted in tradition. But what does it really mean for you, here, today? How can you take these age-old techniques and apply them to your modern life, your busy world? In the fast-paced world we live in, it's easy to overlook the value of patience, to get caught up in the rush of quick fixes and shortcuts. But the Amish show us that there is power in taking things slow, the power of focusing on what matters, and most importantly, the power of bringing intention into everything you do. Take a step back. What if you started to apply the Amish approach to other areas of your life? What if you chose to slow down just a little, to savor the process, to take pride in each moment rather than rushing to the finish line? What the Amish understand is something incredibly profound. They understand that the legacy they leave isn't just about the work they do today, but the way they live, the values they instill, and the traditions they pass down. This is what creates something truly lasting. When you live with purpose, when you focus on the quality of your work and the care you put into your craft, you're creating a legacy, one that will impact not only your life, but the lives of those around you for generations to come. The Amish don't just pass down recipes, they pass down values. Values of respect for the land, for the process, and for one another. You don't have to live in an Amish community to create this kind of legacy. You can start today, in your own home, with your own loved ones. Teach them how to slow down, how to savor, and how to care deeply about the little things. It will change the way you see the world. When you slow down, you start to see things in a new light. The smallest things, the cutting of vegetables, the stirring of a pot, become opportunities to connect with the world around you. The Amish know that every moment has value, and when we rush through life, we miss out on the deep, simple joys that come from being present. So next time you find yourself rushing through your day, take a breath. Remember the Amish, their way of living, and how they find purpose in the smallest of moments. Slow down, enjoy the process, and you'll discover that there is beauty and fulfillment in every step. There's one final thing the Amish know. Community is everything. It's not just about individuals working alone, but about coming together as a team, sharing the burden, and celebrating the fruits of your labor. It's about creating something bigger than yourself. You see, the process of smoking meat isn't just about the final product. It's about the conversations, the laughter, the memories made while working side by side. It's about building connections, not just with food, but with the people who are there with you. We've all heard the phrase, "It takes a village." But what if it took more than that? What if it took a community of like-minded individuals, sharing skills, wisdom, and love in everything they do? The Amish way is a reminder that we are never truly alone in the things we create. Together, we build something greater. It's time to stop just talking about change. If you want to see a difference in your cooking, your life, or your community, take action. Start small, slow down, pay attention to every detail, and savor each moment. It's through these small steps that real transformation happens. Your journey toward creating perfection starts today. Will you embrace it? Will you choose to slow down, to appreciate the process, and to leave behind a legacy of care, attention, and love? The choice is yours. By now, you've seen what makes the Amish way so special: the patience, the attention to detail, the love infused into each step. But you might be wondering, does it really make a difference? Can slowing down really change the flavor of your food? When you take your time, you unlock something extraordinary. The flavors deepen, the textures become richer, and most importantly, you experience the food on a whole new level, just like the Amish have for generations. Try it yourself. The next time you fire up that smoker, follow the Amish approach. Slow, steady, deliberate. Pay attention to the smallest details. Trust me, the results will speak for themselves. And as you continue on this journey of slow cooking, you'll start to see the changes not just in your food, but in yourself. You'll find a greater appreciation for the work that goes into making each meal. Each piece of smoked meat becomes a reflection of your effort, your dedication, and your respect for tradition. You'll begin to understand that cooking isn't just about feeding your body, it's about nourishing your soul. And when you put in the time and the care, just like the Amish do, you create more than just a meal. You create an experience. In a world that moves at lightning speed, where we often feel the need to rush through everything, taking the time to slow down and appreciate the process is more important than ever. The Amish have mastered this, and in doing so, they've built something far more valuable than just perfectly smoked meat. They've built a way of life. By embracing patience, we can find a sense of peace that transcends the chaos. The Amish don't just slow down because it's their tradition. They do it because they know that in the quiet moments, that's where true richness is found. Whether it's cooking, working, or simply being present with loved ones, patience brings value to every action. You've learned the core principles, but what's next? The secrets the Amish hold are vast, and we've only just begun to scratch the surface. In the next video, we'll dive into even more techniques, secrets that will elevate your cooking to a whole new level. From curing and preserving to the art of pairing flavors with smoke. Get ready, because we're about to uncover some of the most closely guarded secrets the Amish have been perfecting for centuries. These techniques have the power to revolutionize the way you cook. So, are you ready to dive deeper? Are you ready to unlock the next level of Amish-inspired cooking? As we come to the end of today's journey, I want to leave you with one final challenge. The next time you're cooking, ask yourself, am I rushing through this or am I fully present? Am I savoring the process or am I just focused on the end result? Just like the Amish, you have the power to create something meaningful with your hands. It may take time, it may require patience, but when you dedicate yourself to the process, the results will be nothing short of extraordinary. You'll create more than just a meal. You'll create a lasting memory. Now go ahead, embrace the process, and create something that will leave a legacy. And don't forget, next time, we'll uncover even more Amish secrets that will change the way you cook forever. At the core of Amish cooking is a deep connection to the land. Every piece of meat, every vegetable, every seasoning comes from the earth, carefully nurtured and harvested. This relationship between the Amish and nature is something that transcends mere cooking. It's about living in harmony with the world around you. When you cook the Amish way, you're not just cooking food, you're honoring the land that nourishes you. You're taking the time to appreciate where your food comes from and the effort that goes into bringing it to the table. The Amish remind us that food isn't just fuel, it's a gift that deserves our respect and attention. And when we slow down to honor that connection, the rewards go far beyond just the meal we create. In a world cluttered with distractions, the Amish live simply. They don't need fancy gadgets or high-tech appliances to create extraordinary meals. They rely on the basics: wood, fire, time, and skill. And in doing so, they've unlocked a secret that many of us have forgotten: the joy of simplicity. Sometimes, the more we add to our lives, the more complicated things become. The Amish approach teaches us that we don't need more. We just need less. Less noise, less stress, fewer distractions. Just the essentials, the tools we need to focus on what truly matters. By embracing simplicity, we create space, not just in our kitchens, but in our minds and hearts. And when you cook with fewer distractions, you make room for something deeper, a connection to your food, your family, and your purpose. One of the greatest lessons the Amish offer is the power of community. In their way of life, everything is done together. From raising barns to preparing meals, the Amish understand that true greatness comes not from working alone, but from working as a collective. Together, they create something far greater than the sum of their individual efforts. Think about it. What could you achieve if you surrounded yourself with a supportive community, all working toward the same goal? The Amish show us that when we come together, whether in work, in cooking, or in life, the results are extraordinary. When you cook the Amish way, it's about more than just the meat or the technique. It's about creating something that nourishes not just the body, but the soul. It's about creating memories around the table, about taking time to connect with the people you love, and honoring the land and traditions that have been passed down through generations. In a world where everything moves so quickly, we often forget to savor the moments that matter most. But the Amish teach us that slow cooking isn't just about making food. It's about making memories. It's about taking time to appreciate what you have and sharing that gift with others. You've seen the Amish approach. Now, it's your turn to make it your own. Slow cooking doesn't just change the flavor of your food, it changes the way you experience life. It brings you closer to the people around you. It allows you to connect with your surroundings. And it teaches you to slow down and savor every moment. By embracing the Amish way, you're not just creating the perfect meal, you're creating a life filled with meaning, purpose, and connection. So take the time to slow down, pay attention to the details, and in doing so, you'll create something that lasts long after the meal is over. As we've seen, slow cooking is about more than just the flavor. It's also about nurturing your body. When you take the time to prepare your meals the right way, you're not only creating something delicious, you're also improving your health. Fast food might be convenient, but it doesn't give your body the nutrients it craves. Slow cooking, especially when done the Amish way, allows the meat to retain more of its natural juices and nutrients. And when you pair that with fresh vegetables and herbs, you're fueling your body with the goodness it truly deserves. Slow cooking isn't just an old tradition. It's a lifestyle choice that supports your overall health. By dedicating time to your meals, you're investing in yourself. You're choosing to nourish your body with the best that nature has to offer. One of the most beautiful aspects of Amish cooking is the tradition of passing down knowledge from one generation to the next. These recipes and techniques are not just for today. They're a legacy, a gift that is shared between parents, children, and grandchildren. When you cook the Amish way, you're doing more than making a meal. You're preserving history. You're building connections with your ancestors, keeping their wisdom alive in every dish you prepare. And most importantly, you're creating a legacy that will live on through your family. Imagine the joy of watching your children and grandchildren learn the same techniques that were passed down to you. The Amish way teaches us that food is more than just nourishment. It's a thread that connects us to our past, to our future, and to each other. And let's not forget, the joy of eating slow-cooked, perfectly smoked meat is unparalleled. It's not just the taste that makes it special. It's the whole experience. The anticipation, the ritual of tending the fire, checking the smoker, and finally, when the moment arrives, the first bite. It's a sensory experience like no other. Slow-cooked meat isn't just food. It's an event. It's a moment to savor, to enjoy, and to share with the people who matter most in your life. And when you bring this kind of food to the table, it becomes something far more meaningful than just a meal. It becomes a celebration. The lessons of the Amish go beyond the kitchen. It's not just about the food, it's about the way they live. Their lifestyle is a commitment to simplicity, community, and sustainability. They've learned to live with less, but in doing so, they've found more time, more meaning, and more connection. We live in a world filled with distractions, pressure, and constant noise. But what if we embraced the Amish approach? What if we simplified our lives just a little? What would we gain in return? More peace, more clarity, and more time for what truly matters. The Amish way teaches us that when we strip away the excess, we make space for the richness of life. Whether in cooking or in how we live day to day, there's power in simplicity. As we near the end of today's journey, it's time for one last secret. The Amish don't just slow down for the sake of it. They've mastered the art of simplicity. Through years of honing their craft, they've turned something simple into something extraordinary. And now, it's your turn. You see, the Amish didn't invent the smoker. They perfected it. And the techniques they use, the patience they embody, that's what turns ordinary food into something legendary. Slow down. Pay attention. Put your heart into it. And in doing so, you'll create not just the perfect meal, but a moment, a memory, a tradition. You've learned the basics. You've seen the Amish way. But now it's your time to master the art of smoking meat. The Amish don't just throw meat onto a smoker. They create a ritual, a ceremony of sorts. And you can do the same. Imagine this. You wake up early, just as the first light hits the horizon. You prepare your smoker, carefully selecting the right wood, the perfect cut of meat, the perfect seasoning. This isn't just cooking. This is an experience, one that you'll carry with you every time you create a masterpiece. It's about perfecting the art, one step at a time. And here's the secret. The more you commit to the process, the more it becomes part of you. Just like the Amish, you'll develop your own unique methods, your personal touches. And over time, your smoking technique will evolve from good to great, just as theirs has. So, what is it that makes the Amish approach so special? The answer lies not just in the tools they use, but in their mindset. The Amish don't rush the process. They live it. Their attention to detail, their patience, and their belief in the purity of the process all come together to create the perfect smoke. While others may rely on the convenience of technology or shortcuts, the Amish believe in the slow, steady pace of tradition. They understand that mastery isn't about speed. It's about precision, care, and time. And it's this patience that gives their food the incredible flavor that we all seek to replicate. We live in a world that thrives on instant gratification, a world where everything is available at the click of a button. But deep down, don't you long for something more meaningful? Something real? The Amish way shows us that true satisfaction isn't quick, it's slow, and it's built over time. What the Amish have mastered, and what we can all learn, is that slow is the new fast. When you allow yourself to take your time, to savor the process, you unlock a deeper connection to your food, your surroundings, and even your own soul. You've learned how to smoke meat the Amish way, but what if I told you that smoking meat is just the beginning? What if the true beauty of the Amish tradition is found in the full experience? The family gatherings, the communal spirit, the shared meals, the way food becomes a bridge between generations. The Amish understand something that we often forget in our fast-paced world. Food is a gift, and the real value isn't in the meal itself, it's in the connections we create with those we share it with. It's about slowing down and taking the time to truly appreciate the moment. This is the secret of the Amish lifestyle, and it's something we can all bring into our own lives. Time is precious. And if you've been putting off slowing down, now is the time to start. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions. Take control now. Begin your journey today with your own smoker, your own tradition, and your own family. Because the power of slow living, of slow cooking, is waiting for you. And it's never been more important. This journey is yours to take. The Amish may have laid the foundation, but the true mastery of the craft is in your hands. Embrace it. Start now. And unlock the joy, the satisfaction, and the peace that comes from taking your time to do something right. Starting something new, especially when it comes to something as intricate as smoking meat, is never easy. In the beginning, you might feel frustrated. Maybe your smoker isn't behaving the way you want, or your meat isn't coming out as tender as you'd hoped. You may even question if you're doing it right. But here's the thing. Every great journey begins with a struggle. Even the Amish weren't perfect when they first started smoking meat. They had to learn from their mistakes, adjust, and keep going. And you'll do the same. The key is not to give up. The key is patience. You'll face challenges, but with each setback comes growth. Just like any worthwhile craft, smoking meat requires persistence and time. The Amish understand this deeply, It's not about being perfect. It's about perfecting the process through dedication and passion. There's a moment when everything clicks. The moment when the scent of your smoked meat fills the air and you know you've done it right. That smell, oh, it's a reward in itself. The Amish understand that the right aroma is more than just a sign of cooking. It's the embodiment of tradition, expertise, and care. That scent isn't just an indication that your meal is almost ready. It's a reflection of your effort, your patience, and your connection to something ancient and sacred. As the smoke curls up into the sky, you realize that you're not just making food, you're crafting a memory. Smoking meat is more than just a culinary practice. It's a lifestyle change. As you embrace the Amish way, you'll start to notice changes not only in your meals, but in your life. Your home will feel warmer, your family closer, your connections to others more meaningful. The act of smoking meat, of taking time for the small things, begins to ripple through every part of your life. You'll find yourself more present, more grateful, and more mindful. This ancient way of living isn't just about food, it's about creating a deeper connection to everything around you. One of the most powerful aspects of Amish cooking is the philosophy behind it. The Amish don't just smoke meat to eat, they do it to share. Sharing food for them isn't just about filling your stomach, it's about nurturing relationships, about giving and receiving love. When you smoke meat the Amish way, you're not just preparing a meal, you're preparing an experience to share with others. You're offering a piece of yourself in the form of time, care, and attention. And in return, you'll receive more than just compliments on your cooking. You'll receive the warmth of community. It's now your turn to create your own tradition. Just like the Amish, you have the opportunity to pass down your skills, your stories, and your recipes to the next generation. Every time you gather around the smoker, you're not just preparing food, you're creating memories, crafting a legacy. Think about it. When you share your skills, your knowledge, and your love of smoking meat, you're offering something far beyond a meal. You're creating a bond that will last forever. The smells, the flavors, and the moments spent together become part of your family's history, to be passed on for years to come. Now that you've learned the fundamentals, you've seen the Amish approach, and you've started to perfect your own techniques. What's next? The road ahead is wide open. There are countless recipes to explore, countless methods to try, and countless moments of joy waiting for you. From different wood chips and smoking styles to new recipes and flavor combinations, you're just scratching the surface. Every time you light your smoker, you have the chance to push the boundaries of what you can create. The possibilities are endless. And with the Amish approach, you know that every step you take will bring you closer to mastery. You've done it. You've mastered the basics. But now it's time to make your journey a legacy. Picture this, your very first family smoke-off. The moment when you share the results of your hard work with those you love. It's not just a meal. It's a celebration of everything you've learned, everything you've built. Invite your loved ones over. Show them what you've learned. Share your passion, your craft, your results. The thrill of cooking is even more powerful when it's shared. As you perfect your skills, you'll inspire those around you to do the same. This is how traditions are born. And this is how legacies live on. But let's pause for a moment. Remember, the Amish don't just cook for the sake of eating. They cook to nourish, to bond, to honor their heritage. It's more than just smoking meat. It's about feeding the spirit. It's about creating memories, not just flavors. When you smoke meat the Amish way, you're not just cooking food. You're feeding a family, a community. You're contributing to a shared experience that transcends the kitchen. The Amish have long known that food is about connection. And when you make the decision to slow down and cook with intention, you too are creating more than just a meal. You're creating a space for connection. Now, let's talk about the real reason many people never start smoking meat the Amish way. Fear. Fear that they'll fail. Fear that they won't get it right. But the truth is, every expert was once a beginner. Every master smoker faced their own doubts, their own fears. The difference is they didn't let those fears stop them. The Amish don't let fear control them, and neither should you. When you start, don't aim for perfection. Aim for progress. Each time you smoke meat, you'll grow, you'll improve, and soon, you'll surprise yourself with what you're capable of. Think about it. The Amish don't need fancy gadgets, complicated ingredients, or complex recipes to create greatness. They embrace the simplicity of the process. The beauty of slow-cooked food is found not in high-tech equipment, but in time and care. What if you could embrace this mindset in your own life? What if you chose to slow down just a little, to focus on the small things? Imagine the richness you could bring into your daily routine. The Amish have it figured out. They live with intention. And when you adopt that same mindset, you begin to see the world in a whole new light. And now we come to the most important lesson of all. Smoking meat isn't just about technique. It's about heart. It's about passion. About pouring your love into every step of the process. The Amish know this better than anyone. When you smoke meat with care, with patience, and with heart, you create something that transcends food. You create an experience. That first bite, shared with others, is a culmination of all your hard work. But it's also a reminder of something deeper, that when you approach cooking with love and care, what you make will always be more than just food. It will be a memory. It will be a memory, a moment, a legacy. You've learned the Amish way. You've seen the transformation of simple ingredients into masterpieces. But this journey is far from over. The beauty of this craft is that it evolves with you, just as it has for generations before you. And just like the Amish, you'll continue to grow, to learn, and to savor every moment. The road ahead is filled with potential. Every time you fire up your smoker, you're taking a step toward mastery. So, take a deep breath, embrace the process, and let the journey unfold. The next chapter of your smoking adventure is waiting for you. Thank you for being a part of this incredible adventure. The Amish way of smoking meat has the power to change more than just your meals. It can change your entire approach to life. So, if you haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this journey with others. And hit that notification bell because you won't want to miss what's coming next. Until next time, keep smoking, keep sharing, and most importantly, keep living with intention.